Yoko, yahoo! Hi everybody! Welcome to the school that we are in, at the school that we all go together to at 10:09 p.m. Thank you all for coming. I gave myself a badge. I don't know if you guys can see it. Because it says the anime club on it and has Naruto and the trio on it. Anyway, welcome to Anime Club meeting number 21. My peers? Question mark? I am the Anime Club president. I don't know if I'm above you guys. You guys are so right. I know it. I was debating changing them, but it's funnier. And also cause I didn't know if I wanted to take a gummy today or not. Probably not. Cause I'm such a responsible person. I might though, so I can go to sleep really quickly. / blackout. Anyways, welcome to Anime Club meeting number 21. I hope everyone's having a good day. It got really cold, really fast. And it caught me off guard yesterday, so I was really sleepy. My other lace thing in my hoodie got sucked into the hood. I can't pull the other string out now. Brett told me to call him before the stream, but I'm shy. Do I give him a little ring-a-ding? Ring-a-ding-ding? But then you guys would like hear him if he answered the phone. And then he'd be all shy and be like, no, it's so mean to call someone on a stream when they're sleepy without their consent and knowledge. That's exactly what bro would say. No, you guys are spamming him in the server though, so maybe it's okay. Just call him? Call him? A ring. I don't know. Does that cross a boundary? He said spam me when it's like 9:50. I don't want to miss Anime Club, but I'm gonna take a nap. Okay, that was over an hour ago. Is you is or is you ain't? Should I wake him up? How do I wake someone up? Wakey. Should I do that? Do I mute it or do I not? I'm scared. He's probably just gonna like join and leave. He's still offline. He's slumped, bro. He's not gonna wake up, bro. He didn't answer. He said spam me. Okay, do I just like spam him? Wakey. Wake up. It's Anime Club. So just start screaming at him in Japanese. Okiro. He's offline. He's still offline. But it is so unforgivable to miss Anime Club. I shan't give up. What do I say when he picks up? If he picks up at all, he's dead, bro. Maybe he had a heart attack and died. Dude, he can't have his ringer on because everyone's spamming him. Usually I wouldn't wake someone up, but last time I didn't wake him up, he got really sad. I can't tell if he's just like ending the call or if it's ending on his own. We gotta neuter him if he misses. Do I just keep trying? Then it makes me. He has this strand of DMs now that he can blackmail me with because it just looks like I'm an insane possessive YouTuber that's like, you better not miss my stream. I'm gonna spam call you if you sleep past it at a reasonable hour. I'm so possessive of you guys. He asked me though, and last time he asked and I didn't do it and I felt like a bad person and he was so sad. One more. Wait, guy. Voice. Voice call. I don't think he's gonna wake up because he's not even coming online. Ding a ding a ding a ding. Ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. Ding a ding a ding a ding. This call sound sucks ass. At least you tried. He said spam not call, so maybe it's like something with the call sound not going off. I'm just saying and call. Bread! 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 You're gonna miss anime club. Well, I wouldn't be a good anime club captain, president, host if I didn't try to make sure that everyone who wants to be here is here, right? Right, nah? I'm just sitting in our VC, our DM voice chat thing. I don't know. Spam me when it's 9:50. Maybe it's my fault because I didn't spam him at 9:50. I'm spamming him at 10:16. Is he that heavy of a sleeper though? Yeah, Grand Wizard of the Anime Club. Thank you. I'm looking back and forth to see if his phone like flashes online so I can time my call perfectly. He has to have it on Do Not Disturb, right, to miss so many ads. Cause you guys spam in the server. I feel like it's less embarrassing to spam call than to spam message. Like mid-skiff. Wakey wakey! I feel like an obsessive person! I feel evil! He's gonna be grumpy when he wakes up though. Right? How many more times should I try? Okay, probably got attacked by Jigglypuff. He's only been asleep for an hour. He can't be that deep in the clouds, right? He can't be that sleeping that deeply unless he just like didn't sleep at all. I guess I just leave it be and let him snooze away. Tama. Spam call. Nah, these DMs look insane. It's just bread, missed call, bread, missed call. Wake up, missed call. My experience with Ichigo Okimia. I was late to one of her streams, so she started spam calling me in our DMs like an insane person. It made me really uncomfortable. I'll give up. I just feel bad. I don't want to be a meanie. I feel like it's not ringing that long though, right? Like it doesn't sound like it's. I feel like he's hanging up. Maybe he's just like really over it. I don't know. Maybe like his dog died or something. not sure. What do you guys think? Shall we give it another try? Or... I don't know. He might just be slumped. Arthur Gift. He changed his name before he went to sleep. I'll give it a second and I'll give it another try later. Actually, no, I'll probably give up here. I thought he's got to have it on silent mode or something. Surely he'd hear that, right? That ugly ass ringing. I think. Whatever. Alright, I'll continue. I think he's just in the clouds. I think he's just asleep. Yosh, anime club hajimemashou ka. Welcome to anime club meeting number 21. And look at what I did here. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I bet you guys didn't think you could do that in Google Slides. But I did it. Anyway, our anime is Assassination Classroom for today. For some reason, I forgot like the what I usually do for anime club. I almost burped. It left my mind, and I feel like a newbie. So bear with me if I seem like I don't really switch ass. If I don't really know what I'm doing, that's why. It feels like it's been just so long. And the slides might be out of order because I kept putting them in a fucked up way. I burped. That I usually don't do. And I remember looking and like some of them were out of order, so I tried to organize them the best I could with my fucked up mouse, but I think some of it like reset anyways. So that might happen. If it happens, I'm sorry. Okay. So, the anime that we watched last week, maybe before last, because this is a late anime club. Oh, it's silly, you never know what you're doing. Yeah, you're right. We started watching this 2 weeks ago because last week's anime club was canceled and postponed. Yeah, anyways. It has a 8.07 on my anime list. It is 22 episodes, winter 2015, and rated PG-13, surprisingly. The synopsis, I'll read it for anybody who is blind. In a remote school for delinquents, class 3E. The synopsis is weird because their whole school's a normal school. I don't think they're necessarily delinquents, but whatever. Class 3E faces an impossible mission: assassinate their new teacher. An octopus-like being who destroys the moon now threatens Earth with Mach 20 speed and near invincibility. He is seemingly unbeatable, but also an extraordinary educator, training the students to sharpen both their academic and assassination skills. As they scramble to uncover his weakness, the fate of the world hangs in the balance. They really like to drill in that he can move at Mach 20. A lot. I feel like I heard it 3 times every episode. Anyway, if that synopsis sounds interesting to you, this is your last spoiler warning. Skedaddle if you want to watch it before coming back and watching the VOD. With that out of the way, let's go from Mach 20. Yeah, I want to say before I watched this, I want to go over what I assumed the anime would be like before we go into what it's actually like. So, it gave me Danganronpa vibes, kind of. It always kind of looked like a semi, baby Danganronpa with the way, everyone looks. And, of course, the mascot reminds me of Monokuma. And, I thought that the school itself was like a school training assassins. And I also thought it would kind of gradually get more depressing as it went on. And I kind of thought that, Nagisa and Kenma, not Kenma, what the fuck, not Kamina, Karma the mascot. That's not his name. the I don't know, the like icon of the series. I thought that Nagisa and Karma would be like besties, and I kind of expected Karma to kind of go down some sort of dark path and become an anti-hero. And I really expected Karma to die. That's what I expected. I expected like, because for some reason every time I've seen Karma, it's in like an edit and it's always the same 2 scenes. And I saw those 2 scenes in like the first 5 episodes. I saw everything of Karma that I had seen of him the past 10 years. I'd never seen anything of him past that point. So I was like, oh, he's gonna die in that iconic scene where he jumps off the cliff trying to kill the teacher. And he dies or something. I don't know there. And that's what I thought. It would just take like a dark turn and like students would actually have to like risk their lives to kill him. I thought that that's the direction the series was gonna go in. It didn't. I just always like to talk about what I thought the series was like based on random clips that I saw or small information that I gathered. I'm not disappointed it didn't go in that direction. I just think it could have been super cool if it went in that direction. But I also don't like being depressed usually when I watch anime. So that's what I thought it would be like. Let's go into the actual anime, shall we? And I'm drinking tea that gives me a tummy ache and a goose mug right now. So, our order of shittery today for any new people. We'll do our icebreaker, the overview of the plot, and then etc. Going over other things like characters, OST, and modus, and side discussions. And then we're gonna do a trivia. It's not on here because I only put 4. But we're gonna do a trivia thing where I show a trivia fact thing about the anime. And then my personal rating that falls into the etc. thing, I guess. My personal ratings, what other people had to say about it, that stuff. And then we're gonna vote for tomorrow's anime club because today's anime club is postponed last week's anime club. So tomorrow's anime club is going to be spooky themed. And we're gonna vote for that. And I only picked animes that are like a movie or an OVA. So like 1, 2, 3 episodes maybe. And they're all spooky or horror. I thought that'd be fun. October flew by, bro. Anyways, so that's what we're doing today, and then tomorrow anime. 2 anime clubs in a row. I don't hate it though. Alright, let's go. So I wanted to say before we continue, the studio that made Assassination Classroom also made the Danganronpa first anime, I believe. I don't know if they made the other, like, I don't know what to call them. Not OVAs, but like the out-of-game stories that are seen as better than this version, like the Fall of Hope's Peak or whatever. There's a lot of Danganronpa side media, but they made this, and then they also made School Live. So they have a kind of dark, creepy genre they like to do, which I always think it's cute to see what other studios made because you can really see what animes that studio likes to make. Anyways, the icebreaker for today is, were there any characters you related to the most in the class? Because it's a classroom, there is a wide cast of like 20 plus students. So I'm curious if any of the characters reminded you of yourself a little bit. I know they don't delve into all of the characters super in depth. For me, this little AI girl aside, I don't know if I relate to her that much, aside from just feeling like a robot. For no reason in particular. I didn't like the Danganronpa anime, the different voice actors piss me off. Yeah, if I'm correct, they weren't that accurate, were they? No, because I'm not trying to kill people. None of the students want to kill people. They don't even kill people. I just realized my little Guinness glass, like the colors behind it align with my like skin and clothes. Immersion. If I had to think, I guess all of them in a way, because they're all there because their grades suck, I think. I can't think of any girls in specific because I feel like the girl students especially were under fleshed out. So I guess most of the students in general very different than I never watched it. I think I tried to watch it and then I just didn't. I just like stopped. They do want to kill. Are you sure? I feel like it drilled that in that they don't want to kill people. Alright, continuing. So I did the episodes for this one in little brackets. Even though the anime wasn't that big, I feel like it kind of falls into more slice of life territory where there's not really huge lore happening, lore drops and stuff. There's nothing huge that we need to like break down through episode by episode, so I just did them in little clumps. I hope that's okay. And also there's no synopsises on here, which means I have to use my brain and remember. So I'll go through episode 1 and 2. Episode 1 and 2 I felt were really strong. There was a time where I thought that you could not open an anime with a basic boring scene. I guess the opening wasn't that boring because they had guns, but like I'm talking about like for some reason when I was younger I thought that every anime episode to be a good first episode had to have some like crazy shit happening, like the Tokyo Ghoul first episode, or like not the Assassination, the Attack on Titan opening, or oh what else starts like that? I don't know, like Gurren Lagann, just like crazy shit. Assuming it's an action anime, which this kind of paints itself to be, but I was wrong because it opens pretty humbly and it still has a really interesting opening. It doesn't bore me at all. Should you put one kinda? Yeah, kinda. And then Baseball Time is really good as well. Karma Time too. It's a really good intro to the series, episode 1 through 3. I thought that they were all pretty perfect. I think at episode 2, that's like the peak of the show for some reason, I think. Karma Time is okay. But for episode 1 and 2, I thought it was spaced out perfectly. There was like a really good time between jokes. All the characters felt really alive. I really, really liked the flower scene where he messed up the flower bed and they were forcing him to replant them. And like Kodo Sensei's character was really shown in these episodes. It made me very happy. I really liked everybody on the screen so far. And then episode 3, Karma gets introduced. Which in the first 2 episodes, he wasn't here. So I was like, oh, he's gonna be some like really important character later. And then he's just gonna go out as fast as he came and then just die. That's what I thought. That's what I was sure was gonna happen. I had a massive crush on Karma when I was like 11 to 16. I vividly remember crying and watching Anime Boy edits, the same set of Anime Boy edits on repeat every night until I fell asleep. When I was 16 and 17 and 18, that was my nightly routine. And Karma was one of them. It was this Karma S&M edit. And I ate that shit up every night. And I remember telling my therapist, yeah, I cry while watching this Karma edit. It makes me feel better. And she said, maybe we should stop watching Anime Boy edits. It doesn't seem to make you very happy. And I was like, no, I'm gonna keep watching them. And I was trying to find that Karma edit before the stream. And I think it's just gone. I don't know where it went. Really, really sad lost media we have here. But that's why I liked Karma. I was like, oh my god, he's perfect. He's amazing. And, what was the last anime we watched? There was one anime where I had a crush on one of the characters, or I liked one of the characters before watching it, and then after, I didn't really care anymore. It kind of did the same for Karma. It also might just be that I'm no longer a teenage girl, so I'm not really attracted to, like, teenage boys anymore. I guess he's canonically a middle schooler. Either way, he presents like a teenage boy. It's probably just that, but I was not really interested in Karma's character at all. I was like, oh my god, he's so edgy. He is arrogant, and I actually disliked him because he was being so mean to Kodo Sensei, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, well, he destroyed the moon. He's gonna kill everybody. He should be mean to him. But it made me so sad. I was so upset. And so I didn't like Karma after that. And then we go into grown-up time, where I believe this is a Russian or Slavic girl because of her last name, Irina. And then she gets hired as another teacher, and she kisses one of the middle schoolers, which is really weird. I think she threatens French kisses as punishment too. I don't know, it's never really touched on. I mean, it's kind of addressed that she's an indecent teacher because she gets scolded for it all the time. Other than that, that's that episode. And then I think, I don't know if it's this episode or a different one, where she gets lectured about how she should be a good teacher and not be such a mean bitch all the time, aside from her name. Anyway, and then we have assembly time and test time. These two episodes are talking about, they're training for, I forget if it's their midterms or like some other exam, but there's an exam coming up. So in assembly time they're training, testing, studying, and this is like the only episode I think where Kodo-sensei appears like outwardly evil. Cause there's this like chemist sciencey student that makes a poison for him, and he's like, oh, that didn't work, but if you want, we can work together and make one that will kill me, which seemed very Kodo-sensei coded because he always tries to help them get better at assassinating. So he works with her, and then he's like, actually, we were making something to make me more powerful, and he just kind of embarrasses her in front of the whole class, which I felt bad for. And then that one it was kind of irritating. Not that it makes it a bad episode, but it was like this little shift in his character that I noticed. And then we have test time, and I believe... Did they take the exam here? I don't remember. There's like 2 exams in the series. I think it's in episode 6 that the first one happens. I should have noted it down. I have my notes here, but I didn't write episode synopsises on it. Anyways, should I give it another try to call him, or should I just let him eep? 3 asses in the name. Where? Because it's assassination? Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, class. A SAS class. I see. Let him go. Let him sleep. Okay, I just hope he doesn't get upset. Alright, next. Siggy. I'm scared to double click because my mouse is so fucked up right now. I'm looking for my old one. I can't find it. Come on. Come on. Okay. Episode 7 through 12. So here they have a school field trip. 2 of the girls get kidnapped for some reason, and the guys have to save them. That part sucks. And then we kind of get some like backstory to some of the girls, where one of them's like, I don't know, apparently super bad because she dyed her hair and curled it over summer break and played at arcades, is what I gathered. And then there's just this like group of guys that kind of admits that they plan to kidnap girls they hang out with at arcades. I don't know. That's how it came off to me. And I don't think they were killed. I think they just got beat up. And I don't know, that was like a whole like trafficking scheme. They were like, yeah, let's kidnap these girls, and then we hired a photographer and we called the whole gang here. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why didn't they just beat them up? Why didn't they kill them and report them to the authorities? Either or. Anyway, so that happened. And then they go to like an onsen, old-fashioned inn type thing. And that was a fun episode. It was funny to see. And in episode 9, they're back in class, and they get a transfer student, and she's an AI. The thing about the AI is it was it was obnoxious, which was the point, is that she was bothering them in their schoolwork. The AI was sent by the government to help them kill the octopus teacher, Kodo-sensei. AI? Yes? AI girl. There's something in my notes here. Okay. So after this episode, the AI girl kinda doesn't matter anymore. She's helpful like a few times. Maybe like once or twice. But she's just kinda here. And then they recode her to be like a happy student that's real. And then the government's like, no, you can't have emotions. And then she goes back to class all normal, like, oh, the government wiped my memory, but I hid it deep in my coding, and now I'm normal again. It was like all that happened in the span of like 6 minutes, and it was just so cliche. I'm not really sure why that scene was even added in there, but there was like a little side plot where she learns to be kind of a human-y girl. And she's like, oh, I hid my coding away, and I'm a free robot, and it feels great. I don't see why that had to happen. But it happened, and now she's here. And she doesn't really matter after that. It's really weird. My notes are out of order. I think that's everything I have to say about her. I also wanted to say Karma was only cool like once. He was cool in like the first episode and in the episode where he like jumped off the cliff. Aside from that, I don't know, he's not really cool again. He had like 2 episodes surrounding him kinda, and then he's just kind of normal. I don't get why he's always drawn with Nagisa, because they never really struck me as close friends. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention. But there's this green-haired girl that's for some reason always with Nagisa and is allegedly, apparently, part of the main trio with Nagisa, Karma, and the green-haired girl. And like I could not describe either of their personalities at all, or why she's friends with Nagisa more so than anyone else in the first place. I can't really tell. I just know that these 3 are the main 3, the RGB, if you will. Yeah. And I know that the cast is large. I noticed the first few episodes, it kind of equally focuses on everyone else as much as it does Nagisa. And for a while I was like, wait, is Nagisa the main character? I think he is, but it focuses on everyone about the same amount of time. I'm not sure if that's bad or not. Probably not, but I just wanted to put that in there. Then we have LR time. I didn't really catch what happened here. I think Irina's like manager, assassin manager slash trainer slash higher up was like, I'm gonna remove you from here if you can't kill someone and do your job or something. I don't know. And basically, I think Irina also wants to fuck the other teacher that's there. I'm fairly certain. And also apparently she's not a very good assassin because all she knows is how to like seduce people and kill them from behind. Then we have episode 11, transfer student time, second period. This is where Kodo Sensei's brother comes in. And it's not explained if the government sent this little duo to kill Kodo Sensei, or who sent them. And it's never really touched on further in this season how they're related or where he came from. I can't stop burping. But that happens, and it brings in this like annoying trait that the show has, where in this already bloated cast of like 25 students or more, it just starts adding people. Adding Irina was fine, Karma was fine, and then they add this transfer student AI, and then we add this Kodo Sensei's brother, who doesn't even stay as a student. He just comes to like cause problems and odd infighting, to where the focus isn't really on the classroom and Kodo Sensei anymore. And the show kind of loses its vibe for a second. There was this increase in characters being introduced. You've got like this separate set of characters at the main campus, teachers at the main campus, etc. Other assassins. It was really weird. Anyway, episode 12, ball game tournament time. This is where the Class E plays a baseball game with the official athletes of the school, I believe. And it kind of came off that the athletes didn't care that they were Class E at first, but then, like, they kind of got, like, put against each other and it got really serious. And it basically cements that the teachers just hate Class E because if Class E succeeds, it messes with the fear power they have over the other students, and they basically just control everything to make sure Class E can't succeed and kind of deliberately screw them over. And that's emphasized over and over again, where I was like, right away, I was like, there seems to be a theme of how schools treat lesser performing students. And it kind of drills that in, like, it kind of spoon feeds you that value, that motif over and over. It's just like, oh yeah, we're bad students, but we're still people and we're gonna do our best to study and our teachers won't give up on us. It's like, that's like every episode, almost more so than the assassination plot, because they try to kill him like sillily a few times in the beginning, then it stops happening, and then they're just kind of having fun, and then they have like some serious assassination attempts later, but it doesn't happen as often as you'd think for a show where it's like there's an obvious time limit and everyone's gonna die at the end of the school year allegedly. Also, I think by this point the English lines have happened where the teachers that can speak English, but they speak English so not even with like an accent, it's just really bad English to where it doesn't even sound like English. I was like, did they not like have someone speak it in natural English first and have the voice actors try to recreate that? It sounded like it was read off, which makes it funny, but for two characters that allegedly speak it, it was interesting. I think there was also another language spoken with Irina, her manager. Is it like an overhyped show? I thought people said this was a great anime. It's a good anime. But there's just some flaws with it, which I've touched on. I don't think they ruined the show by any means, though. I think that's all my notes on this page. Okay, sige. Episode 13 through 18. So talent time. The school, I think, or the government or something, hired this like military dude to train the students further in PE class, I believe. And then the teacher's like, oh yeah, he's a really good military trainer. He's looking at pictures, and then he's like, look at how happy they look. Then in another picture, all of the soldiers have whip marks and gashes on their backs and arms. It was a really goofy picture. It was like what they see of me versus the pain that they don't see behind me type picture. And then he gasps when he sees it. And upon him noticing that this trainer clearly likes to beat his soldiers, it takes a really long time for the teachers to run outside to stop him. So he starts training them. He proceeds to just beat the shit out of two students, one of which is a girl. Before the teachers step in. The teachers step in, and then they're like, hey, why are you doing that? He's like, don't tell me how to do my job. And then the teachers just sit there and watch. And then they're like, oh, well, if no harm was done, we can't really do anything. I was like, what do you mean no harm was done? He just beat the shit out of two students in his first minute year. And they just sit there and watch him, like, abuse them. And nobody stops him. Until he starts to, like, raise his fist and beat the shit out of another girl. Then they stop him. And then for some reason, they make the students battle him to get him to go away. I was like, why don't you guys just say, don't abuse our students and kick him out? I don't get the power dynamic here. I don't get why they were scared to tell him to stop. But he almost gets killed and then goes home. And then this is the introduction to this reoccurring lesson that is taught, where a new human antagonist shows up. They for some reason have to battle, and then they're like, no, I have to kill him. This is real. Death is real. If you kill people, they die, and this is serious business. And then they don't kill him anyways. this happens a lot, and then they're like, yeah, but this was a good life lesson, but it taught me nothing in regards to this superhuman, non-human alien I have to kill. So I still have to work on that. And then we see this lesson taught like 3-4 more times. It's really strange. And then also the students cemented that they want to kill Kodo-sensei themselves, and they wish that the government would stop sending assassins to do it for them when it's their job. And then Kodo-sensei built a pool in episode 14 for students. It's very cute. And then his brother and allegedly another government agent get involved again and nearly kill all of the students doing so. And then the students basically stop them from killing Kodo-sensei because they're like, we want to and we don't like how you guys are acting. Then there's the end terms, I'm assuming based on the episode name, where they have their final terms for this year because the Japanese school years are kind of different. So they have their end terms and then right before summer break. And then the other students basically, I think in the last episode they had to go to the main campus too. The other students bullied them, and then in this one they were really competing with the other students at the campus as well. And I believe all of the students did better. And it made the campus angry because they took the slots of the highest performing students. Which was interesting to see. And then the summer break finally starts. I don't remember what happened in episode 16 at all. I think, if I'm correct, there were a few filler episodes here. I could be wrong, but it kind of seemed that way. So that might have been what it is. I don't have an official marker of which ones were filler though. And then episode 17, Island Time, they try to kill him again, and then it's soiled because he finds a beetle and another student likes the beetle. It's another one of those unserious assassination attempts. And then Action Time, I believe this is where they go on a vacation to, and I think it's like a Kyoto island, for summer break. And then there's like a serious thing that happens there where they try to kill Kodo-sensei, and then they just get drugged by someone else, another assassin. And then there's like this whole mini arc where they have to get like some medicine, they have to kill this other assassin. And I'm like, why are we fighting assassins and not trying to kill the teacher? That's the plot of this anime. Yes. And it was around here where I realized this has to have a second season, because we've learned way too little and the plot doesn't seem to be wrapping itself up here. And there is a second season. But in episode 19 through 22, this whole thing, if I'm correct, is this little arc where they're fighting this other assassin / 2 assassins. And then they have to fight the last one in episode 22, as seen there. If I'm correct though, the one that Karma fought in 19 was like a really famous one, like a legend, an urban legend, I don't know. And then there's this other guy they had to fight. It was kind of bloated plot-wise, but it was supposed to be serious. I just couldn't take it seriously. I don't know why. It just felt like an unnecessary arc. I don't like when arcs are unnecessary and don't really add to the world. And I think other people said this too. And then episode 22 is the last episode of the first season. So we just end the season here. It was kind of an awkward cutoff. I'm not really sure why they chose to end it here. But that's where it ends, and yeah, we have a season 2, so obviously that's not the complete story. But I do wish they added like maybe 23, 24 episodes instead and kind of continued on with the manga. I obviously was like a little tiny teeny tot back then when this released, so I don't know what sort of like if the manga was published past this point or what, or if they just had to stop here. The cutoff was a tad odd. Yeah, I don't know if it was released like Black Clover was, where there's like 100 something episodes, but season 1 is 1 through 50, and it's just never really clearly specified that this is season 1, this is season 2. I don't know if it was like that, where it was just all released in one one ongoing segment where there was just a new episode every week and it just went smoothly into the next one, or if people had to wait, I'm not sure. But yeah, the cutoff was strange. It felt like a completely different anime where there's this focus on school more so than Assassination, and it just kind of feels like the same lesson is given over and over. Like, yeah, this is serious business and we're training to kill somebody and we need to take it seriously. But also we're a bunch of misfits with bad grades, but we need to work on our grades because a good assassin needs to have 2 blades, grades and death. And if I get better at grades, surely I'll be a better assassin. But also I need to lock in at being a better assassin because being an assassin is serious business. And if you kill someone, they die. And then we repeat this circle, this formula of lesson and monologue for the last 10 episodes, it feels like. And it really lost that, like, wonder and comedy that it had at the beginning. But I'll probably watch season 2 because I have questions that need to be answered. And I've seen people say that season 2 wraps it up in a nice bow. It's a very satisfying ending. And they're not really disappointed that they watched it and it was a great show. Apparently, reviews from season 1 and season 2 differ depending on if people have watched both seasons or not, so I'll try not to diss it so far. I will say, I don't regret watching the anime. I didn't feel like it wasted my time. I didn't feel like I was being rage baited every episode. I do feel like they could have fit this anime into like 15 episodes or 19 or 20. I did feel like there was some filler here and there. People die when they are killed. Was that in this season? I know that's something that's said in this this show. I think it was like Karma that said it. I don't know. Or Nagisa. Anyways. So that's the whole Pred just TM'd me. Fuck! Shit ass. Do I call him or do you guys think he's awake? Wakey? Did I call him or is it mean? Does it mean to call him? He's probably watching. He's not gonna answer. He's like that bitch is live streaming. I'm not gonna answer. Oh, he's typing. What will he say? Why are you starting the call? Okay, he's scared. I'll leave him alone. I'll quit being a mean, abusive streamer. Okay. Next. What was I saying? Oh yeah, what did you guys think of it in general? Show is weird. I think it had the potential to be weirder. I cannot open my slideshow thing. I can't tell if my mouse is being weird or not. I forgot to turn my notif to sound. It was vibration and vibration ain't do shit. He's explaining his absence. I don't really have anything to say about the show, really. What? Nothing to say? Hold on, I'm gonna get my slideshow back up to where I can change it. Like, just left me with nothing. You feel empty? It wasn't the worst show I've watched. This show was big when it came out, though. Like, everyone was trying to watch this show. I will come in straight over. I was gonna call you and be like, ano na. Breadcon, you're gone. Hi, Bread. Yeah. I'll get into my final thoughts on it after we go through the other slides, but that's the synopsis that I give. And my mouse is gonna take forever to click. What the fuck? Yeah, double click, why don't we? What the fuck? How much did I skip? Anyways. Characters. So I didn't put individual character slides here because we have a large cast as previously stated. And because the cast is so large, we don't really have time to like fully, not even like half dive into how each of the characters are. Aside from like 5, they do a pretty good job of giving them equal screen time, but that's about it. So none of the characters really had a personality. Yeah, I couldn't really describe any of their personalities aside from Karma and this little troublemaker guy down here on the bottom right. Yeah. And of course Kuro-sensei and the 2 teachers. We know the 2 teachers' personalities. A lady is cool. Like, I guess I thought the red-haired killer guy was kinda cool. Yeah. I thought he was cool when I was younger as well. But yeah, I just put this here because I was like, I cannot make a slide for each character because there's not much to talk about of each character. Filler and unnecessary arc. Same lesson over and over. Theme of low performing students. That's what my notes say. I think I've read through all of my notes. Well, I wanted to say the principal is too evil and cliche. It was just annoying seeing how the principal and teachers act. Like, deliberately not giving the students information. When the students do perform well, they just sabotage it. I think he's mean to his own son, too. I don't know. It was, annoying when he was on screen. That's all. Next. Do we like the OST? The Assassination Satsubatsu Don. I forget what this is in English. And the ending is Hello Shooting Star. There are 2 openings, and I think the ending stays the same for season 1. But we get 2 openings. The animation for the opening is goofy as hell. It pisses me off for some reason. But all of the cast sings the opening. I think to cement them more as a classroom. I will say the anime got the vibe of like a classroom down. It made me really miss having just a class because you feel closer to your class each year until you switch to like hour scheduling where you're just with a different group of people each hour, and then you don't really feel close to your class at all. It's way harder to like break out of the bubble. So it made me realize that I miss having a small class. I had a singular class in Japan when I went to school there. I somehow forget what my number was. I think I was S1? I don't know. That's probably not what I was at all. I think I was 1 though. 1 class. Number 1. Wait, no. I think I was S3. Was my class. Regardless, I had a small class. And it made me realize how much I missed the vibe of having a classroom to be in that like the teachers rotate through. At least in America we have hour scheduling. And it kind of sucks having different teachers. Or not having different teachers, what the fuck? Having different classrooms. I watched the show in 2 times speed, by the way. I only sped it up on filler episodes. I don't really watch openings unless I like them. Yeah. I watch it the first episode to see if it's cool. But also the first episode usually skips the opening recently. Anyways. They cemented the vibe of having like a class pretty well. Anyways. I didn't really like the OP. The ending was okay. Like, alright, my rating for the show. Final thoughts. I don't think it was a waste of time. I don't think it's a bad anime. I think that is a good average anime. And I don't think I would rewatch it. There are some shows that I rewatch if I'm showing them to a friend. This is one of those shows where I would probably only watch episodes 1 and 3 just to see their reactions, and then I would leave. I'd be like, okay, you can watch this on your own now. Because I'm not going to rewatch it. That's how it feels. I don't think it has a good rewatchability. Maybe season 2 is better. I'm not sure. So I will put this at... I can't tell if it clicked or not. Okay. Number 6 fine. What the fuck? I rate it a 6. Fine. It's fine. I don't know if I would recommend it. I would recommend episodes 1 and 2 for a giggle, and that's it, I think. But I wouldn't not recommend it. It is an iconic anime. I feel like everybody knows what it is. It's not like unknown at all. So I think it did a good job. Apparently there was an OVA that came out before this anime came out in like 2013, and the animation was not the best. So I think they waited to get like a better studio. I'm not sure. Kind of a funny fun fact though. But my bad, guys. Should have took less of the day. It's okay. We forgive. Alright. So evil outsider opinions. From the depths of my anime list, what did my anime list people, what did my anime listians, my anime list users, residents have to say about this anime? Well, let's see. Let's see what Jumpy had to say. Assassination Classroom is the only anime that can have tentacles near middle school girls without being a hentai. Jumpy has mixed feelings about the anime. Next, let's see what Bob E326's take was. With a profile picture like this, it's bound to be fire, right? I felt like this show was created to appeal to junior high kids in the Congo. Bob does not recommend. Click. Alright, Naruto's take. Okay, maybe the second guy too. I'm already hating this guy. Who wouldn't want to kill their teacher? Naruto's recommends. I mean, these are reliable sources, right? This tells us that these are the... Most of these comments are from like 2016. These are the elders of anime fanery, right? Next, the Mortal Soils take. We got a Yuno Gasai profile picture. That's reliable. Mixed feelings. The story for Assassination Classroom is so R-worded, it's not even funny. And lastly, Joe Mama's take. The thing about Joe Mama that I would like to add is he is a very reliable source. Because my mouse is not clicking. I'm sorry, guys. I can't stop clicking. I no longer trust the Mortal Soil. Okay, Bob was last online in 2017. I think Mortal Soil disappeared in 2016. Alright, Joe Mama was born in 1960. Croaking old geezer that's been watching anime for 60 years. So this guy's reliable, and he was last online yesterday. He's still alive, and he says this started out good but ended up totally ass squared. Certainly an assassination. Not recommended. Do we trust Joe Mama's rating? I thank these outward sources for contributing to the club, whether they're alive today or not. Keeper's old. He has a Trigun profile picture. That's pretty cool. His bio says that he rewatched Something in the White Lion a lot. Kind of clever. Ass squared is really funny. Alright, next, trivia. Our trivia for today is the French dub is the only dub where Nagisa is voiced by a man. The rest of them, he's voiced by a woman. I also don't know why they gave him hips in this picture, and in another picture they kind of girl-boyed him. Also, I wanted like the full vibe of the original anime fans, so I was watching video essays on this anime from 10 years ago. I was watching the elders talk about it, and all of the men sounded particularly upset that Nagisa is a boy. They framed this like an error on the anime's part. They were like, I felt tricked. They were genuinely upset. They were like, look at this. If you looked at this, would you guys think this is a boy? To me, yes, because he's in a boy's uniform. I just assumed. I don't know. But they were very upset that this is a boy character trying to validate their anger. I thought that was funny. Maybe traps were just not as popular back then. I don't know. But I wouldn't consider Nagisa a trap because he doesn't try to portray himself as a girl at all. Why is he built like that is the question. Okay, I was thinking about this. Not to body shame, but I on occasion see men built like this. And they tend to have like the inversed knees. I don't know if that has to do with it, but they have really fat hips and their knees are really inturned. I noticed this and I always think, do they like this shape? I wonder if it bothers them. I don't know what the ideal shape is for men, what men aim to be. I don't know if it's like girls, where like girls are like, I want to be curvy or like this. I don't know if men have the same standard. Fill me in. What do men desire to look like? Dorito shape? Is that it? You guys don't look like Doritos? I don't know if men want to look like rectangles or Doritos, muscular top. Do men want big asses? Crash Bandicoot figure. But I do see real men built this way. It's interesting to see. But they're usually not little. They're usually not short like Nagisa. They're usually pretty tall. Broad shoulders. Interesting. Alright. Oh, whoops, sorry. On to the next week's voting. So, as I said, I picked movies and OVAs. And they're gonna be scary for Halloween tomorrow. So, yeah, for Halloween tomorrow. Anime Club's tomorrow, Halloween's the day after. So, I picked Perfect Blue for a movie. It has an 8.55 rating on MAL. It is a movie, winter 1998, pretty old. And it's rated R. Halloween's tomorrow. No, it's 2 days. Friday. I watched this when I was 12, I think, because I would just watch whatever was uploaded onto YouTube, and some dude recommended it in a YouTube video in like 2015. I was like, sure, why not? So, after leaving her pop idol group to become an actress, a young performer's life spirals into chaos as she struggles to shed her innocent image. She faces mounting pressure, an obsessive stalker, and a mysterious website that eerily mirrors her every move. Reality and illusion begin to blur, pushing her to the edge of madness. This movie was my Oshinoko as a kid. I feel like this is what Oshinoko wants to be. And this was my first, this was my first psychological horror that I watched when I was younger. And I did not like having an unreliable point of view at all. I hated that shit. I did not like tripping out with the main character at the same time. But it is a very good anime. It's very recommended by a lot of people. So I think if we're trying to finish it between today and tomorrow, 10 p.m. in 24 hours, I thought it would be a good one to watch. And then my second animation, with recommendation, animation recommendation. Also for these ones, I didn't include our like wild ball card, our fourth fun thing, just because I felt like that'd be weird to have horror theme and the fourth thing pick from. So I didn't spin the magical wheel this time. We just have 3. Wait, now we're behind. You're just overachiever. He's making time move faster than necessary. Anyway, so Perfect Blue is my first voting nomination. And then Corpse Party, Tortured Souls. It is or one on Mal. I watched this when I was like 13 or 14, and I don't think it was that bad. Okay? 4 episodes, pretty easy to knock out. Summer 2013, rated R. It's pretty gruesome, but I don't recall it like bothering me that much. I am pretty used to like gore in anime though. I'm not sure. After performing a friendship ritual, a group of students is transported to a cursed dimension built on the ruins of a school where horrific murders once occurred. Trapped with vengeful spirits, they must find a way to survive or become part of the haunting themselves. I thought that this was cool. This is the first like horror, like supernatural horror anime to genuinely creep me out. What is that one called that everyone knows? The guy that made Tommy? Junji Ito, I think. That one didn't really creep me out. It just kind of pissed me off with how goofy it was executed animation-wise. This one creeped me out. It probably would still creep me out. So I recommend it. I think it'd be fun for if we're going for like a spooky time. Fun to watch together. With that being said, if you haven't joined my Discord server, not to self-promote, but it is the fastest way for me to make announcements at the moment without going to YouTube. So if you want to be caught up on announcements, and we do like watch-alongs a lot, we watch movies together and stuff and hang out, feel free to join. The link is in the description. So when I say that it would be fun to watch together, that's where we watch together. If anybody was out of the loop. Anyway, so that's my second nominee. You can self-promote. Make sure to smash that like button. I've never said that in my life. That's my flex. I've never been like, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hit the bell and hype. So many things we have to say and hype now. Alright, next. This is actually an anime that I'd never heard of before, so I put it in here. This is Le Portrait de Petite Cosette. French. Ugh. Is 6.77 on my anime list. 6.7? 6.7. 3 episodes. It was released summer 2004 and it's rated R. 80 Kudahashi, an art student working in an antique shop, becomes obsessed with a mysterious girl trapped inside a Venetian, I think that's how you pronounce that, glass. The girl, Cosette, Dalvergna, was murdered centuries ago, yes. And when 80 finally makes contact with her, he unknowingly binds himself to a dark and haunting pact that blurs the line between love and guilt and damnation. I think that sounds interesting. This is my first time hearing of it when I was looking for scary animes to put in here. So, there's my third pick. Those are options. Let me know if you want me to go over them again. But, yeah, I'll start the poll now. Tomorrow's anime. Perfect Blue. That's Perfect Blue, right? I think it was. Yeah, Perfect Blue. Corpse Party. And, that French shit. Le Portrait. I'm gonna have to keep checking back and forth to make sure I spell it right. Le Portrait de Petite Cosette, I think. Alright, I'll start the poll. I'll let that run as I wrap it up. Anyways, thank you guys for coming to Anime Club today. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. What the fuck? I don't know which one I prefer. I'm trying to think of which one I wanna watch personally. I think I'm neutral. They're all pretty good, I assume. Ignoring the mal ratings. I misclicked. What? 6.7. Take my vote. What? I chose Corpse Party. You can't unvote? Does it not let you? I swear I remember seeing people change their votes. It's all equal. I hope it's a dumb slasher. I think Corpse Party is. In different ways. Oh, even voting support. I'll look away from it. Tomorrow's stream is also at 10 p.m. because I have to do a wedding rehearsal. I have to drive far, far away and do a wedding rehearsal. I'm really scared. And then on Saturday and Sunday, there's more wedding shit, so I have it as TBD for now because I have no idea how late I'll be out and what time I'll get home. And if I come back, I'll probably just stream like Devil May Cry or something. I just didn't want to put anything on the schedule if I can't make it. I'm not sure how late I'll be out tomorrow, so that anime stream might be postponed, but it might. I mean, I have it set pretty late, so I should be fine. Can never be too sure though. The thingy thing starts at 6. I don't know how long a wedding rehearsal takes. Perfect Blue in the lead. I wouldn't mind rewatching Corpse Party. I haven't in a while. I remember it messing me up as a kid because the ending bothered me a lot. I know people call it stupid, but I thought it was executed pretty good for something that was based off a game. Can we get an anime adaptation though? Anne was peak. I'm looking at my Fanart wall. It has bubbles around it now. My room's so cute. I want to get like a picture of it, but it's not quite done yet. He is so sleepy. He's been so sleepy all day. I have very vague memories of Corpse Party. I remember it because it was in like anime gore compilations, and I was like, oh, I should try to watch this. What's not done my room? It looks pretty good. It looks like a room, but there's some other stuff I want to put in here. I guess I'll wrap it up. Ending the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. So winner is Perfect Blue. Cool. Alright, I'll wrap it up. And I can get on watching the anime with you guys after the stream probably. Thank you Hyper Saiyan for reaching level 7. Thank you. Thank you Colossaurus Rex for reaching level 6. Thank you. 6-7. Thank you Garlic for reaching level 4. Thank you. I don't think any mods were here, I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you mods anyway. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 CT PM for Perfect Blue. Assuming it doesn't get postponed. Hopefully it should be fine. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your days and nights and 24 hours. And yeah, じゃあまたね。バイバイ。パカパカ。